What is good?
I can't get my own screen.
We're going to wait just a couple seconds.
Just a few. Boo.
For a couple bodies to come up in this room.
Hey, we've both been working out. So, and we almost fit in this screen.
Come on, screen! Let's go. Yes.
We do look a little smaller, maybe a few inches.
I appreciate that. Every inch counts.
Every inch counts.
Every inch counts.
Oh, you cute right there.
Thank you so much.
All right, what we talking
As y'all come
about?
in, let us know where you tuning in from. We got something to talk about today, y'all.
Yeah, let's talk.
We got something to talk about today.
Let's chat it up.
I want to make sure
I miss y'all.
Yes.
Man, I miss y'all.
So let me tell y'all something. Life be lifing, right?
It do.
For everybody, not just me, not just Joy, but life be lifing.
It does.
But I got checked in a dream so tough. So tough.
Tell them about the dream. You give them the short version or the long version?
I don't even know how to give a short version.
Oh.
Well, basically, in order for us to reach the people that we are supposed to reach, consistency is a must.
Yeah.
It's a must.
Well,
so.
That's in life, period.
It is.
Yeah.
So we got to get that together. And I don't know how we going to, because we don't live in the same city. I live in the city where we are now. Joy lives in a completely different city, but that ain't no excuse. We got to just do it. We're going to figure it out, get the schedules together or whatever so we can do this. When we came into this, we said starting out every 2 weeks. Yeah. So we have to do every 2 weeks.
And then we just got busy.
That's all right.
It's been a good busy though, y'all. It's been a good busy.
I'll be there in September.
No excuses. Please, don't worry about it. Just keep on talking. I'm gonna keep on.
So what we're doing is, because the screen is so small, we can't see no comments, and I want to be able to see comments so I can respond to y'all. So we're trying to get it figured out, but technology be technology and
it do what it does.
It be sucking sometimes. What I'll do while we're working on this is, I'm sorry, we done forgot all about Facebook.
No, not the bookers.
What up, Facebook?
When we talking. So we gonna look here and then we gonna look there. Who's trying to join us? Is that our friend?
I don't know, but I can't see.
It's too little. Oh. Next time you just gotta accept so we can see. And if you talking crazy, then we love you. Bye.
Yeah.
So today, what we talking about?
Today's discussion. Now, we talked about rejection before. If you want to see that video, you will have to go to the root of it on Facebook. It is strictly on there. But today we're going to attack rejection in a different way. We coming in a different angle. Rejection is seen as a negative, usually, right? But rejection is not always a bad thing. And I have a natural example, and I have a few biblical examples. For any of y'all that's new coming in, that has never joined our live before, to the root of it is a space where we come and dig up the roots of things that are hindering us moving forward, hindering our next, right?
Anything.
And that any and everything. Mm-hmm. As topics come up, we got a little what'd you call it? A little logo with different things on it, but we won't always go off of what's on there.
Right.
But going back to what I was saying about rejection, I'm sorry, to the root of it. We are coming to reveal, confront,
Kill.
heal, and move forward from
Yes.
these things so that we can, get what God has for us.
Yes.
This is not necessarily a religious or Christian thing.
Woo, that was rough.
I was trying to think of a better word, but that was the only thing that came. But
we saved. So
we are saved.
So God gonna come up in any conversation somehow.
At all times, it's possible. So we're gonna come with the word. We're gonna come with Bible when it comes up. Yeah. So for those of you that may not know, maybe you'll come in here and learn something.
You never know. Maybe we learned something from you too. We learned a lot last time. What was his name? I don't know. He was so sweet.
Why would you do that?
It was so sweet,
I
man.
know. He ended up following me and everything.
It's okay. We call him.
I'm so sorry.
That's her. We call him Fran right now.
Fran. You know who you are. You was the only person that came in as a guest last time.
Mm-hmm.
Today's topic: changing our perception of rejection.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I was thinking about rejection, I was watching a video. Y'all gonna hear me talk about that all the time because I'm always watching something. Watching some preacher talk about something. And she mentioned how you'll know whether or not rejection is a good thing or a bad thing. How to look at it. When it comes to friendships, relationships, business ships, is there another ship? All the ships.
Any ship you can think of.
There are those that come to you as an attachment, and there are those that come to you as an assignment. In our church, we say contract or covenant. Mm-hmm. Right? An attachment comes, I think about a slug. It just come to suck the life out of you. It come to get whatever it can get from you. Parasitic. That's a better one. Right? And then once you're no longer of use to them, deuces is what you'll see, right? Most times. An assignment is somebody that is there and they are destined to be with you. They are, what's another word?
They'll do whatever they have to do to push your vision through.
It ain't about just what they can get from you. Mm-hmm. It's what they can get. And it's reciprocal.
And how they can add and help.
If you in a relationship, a friendship, a business ship, and they just take, then you know that it's an attachment, not an assignment. So let's just say.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, you have an assignment. You have an attachment that just take. And then once you have nothing else to give, they fall off. Mm-hmm. If you're not in the right mindset, if you are not aware of whether they are an assignment or an attachment, covenant or contract, them walking away may tear you up.
Oh, guarantee it will.
Tear you up. And you'll feel rejected.
Mm-hmm. And abandoned.
Rejection. Mm-hmm. Those two. Oh my God.
They twins.
Oh my God. But that rejection that you feel, that's one that you should look at in a positive. Because in that friendship, relationship, business ship, blah, 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 all you did was pour. You got nothing in return. Mm-hmm. They benefited you in no way. You were the benefit. Mm-hmm. So they emptied you and stayed full.
That's selfish. That's very selfish.
Right? Who is that?
Where we at?
Oh, I wish I had
No, it's not. I'm not on there yet. It's okay.
Give us a minute. Y'all keep trying to join and we'll bring you on. But that in that scenario, look at that rejection in a positive light. Had you not been rejected, you could remain empty for forever. Not getting your needs met. Oh, we look cute on Facebook.
That's TikTok.
Oh!
I'm in.
Come on!
I don't know. You know more about it than me. What you want me to do?
I don't know. How do you see the comments?
You are the everlasting.
Un momento.
I don't know, girl. They're supposed to pop up, ain't they?
Yeah.
We don't have none right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, somebody.
There's people joining and all that. You supposed to be able to see all that.
Y'all, how I see the comments on here?
She on her, what is this called? iPod?
Mm-hmm.
How do you, she on TikTok, how do you see the comments?
You can't see them telling me.
All right, focus.
There you go. Right? You'll come over here?
Yeah. Okay, back to the topic at hand.
Come on, Gwen. Thanks for joining us. Antoine, they joining. Yay. Come on, Facebook. They beating you on TikTok. Come on in the room.
All right.
Let's go.
This is what I want y'all to do. For everybody that's coming in, everybody that's planning on joining, in the comments, let me know if you have any people in your life, any people that are connected to you that you don't know if they are attachment or assignment.
Oh, wow. You want them to be honest like that. On this
platform,
wow.
We are 100% transparent at all times, right? Ain't no need in trying to be healed, delivered, set free from anything if you're not going to be honest. So we want everybody that comes in to be just as honest with us as we are with them. We want to heal and we want to see you healed so we can move on. We got next, baby. So in the comments, let me know, is there a particular person, it might be a couple people in your life that you're not really, like if you think about it right now, you don't really know if this person is an attachment or an assignment. For those of you that just came in, an attachment is somebody that comes to suck what they can suck from you, and then
they just take all you got.
All you are willing to give. And then when you ain't willing to give no more, or you can't give no more, they out of there.
I had somebody in my life like that, and I didn't realize. You know how sometimes you're not sure, and then you think it's you.
Yeah.
You think maybe you being judgmental, or maybe you just being extra in some kind of way, and then you start noticing more and more things that they do, or say, or don't do, that maybe they used to do, and all of a sudden, since it doesn't benefit them in some kind of way, then now they kind of scale back, and then somehow it's your fault. And when they started doing things like that, that's when I realized, like, wait a minute, hold on. First of all, this is taking too much of my energy, which is too much of my time, and I think I was becoming a little resentful toward that person.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, one of us gotta go, and so they went. And before I could remove them, they removed themselves, actually, because they be knowing. They know when it's time to go. They just bank on us not knowing
Yeah.
when it's time for them to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think.
Nobody answered the question yet, but people are definitely joining. Come on, keep joining.
Y'all gotta. We are an interactive people. Talk to me. I'll talk back.
Come on, Facebook. Do y'all have anybody that you not sure if they contracted or covenant people? Let us know. Because you might be able to be set free today. Today. Have that conversation or whatever you gotta do.
Right.
Some situations there's no conversation at all. It's just the exit. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. Oh, come on. Hi, Lolo.
Hi, Lolo.
And
Rhonda, how y'all doing?
What's that say? Van A? Because that's an exclamation. Van A! I like it. Okay, what the lady say now?
How can I incorporate this? Okay. Nobody's answering whether or not they have these people in their lives, but
they might not be sure.
One way to know for sure is when bad times come.
When you're going through.
When you're going through it.
Okay.
When you fall on hard times, when you down to your last.
Mm-hmm.
Who stays and who goes?
No, wait though. Because sometimes you have those people who just want to watch you suffer. So can you really bank it on that or who stays? Because some people are not staying for the right reason.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
It's not just that they're staying.
Mm-hmm.
You can even figure it out if they stay. It's what do they do while they're there.
Gotcha. Okay.
I've had a lot of sit around and watch me struggles. A whole heap load of those.
No.
Absolutely. So that's one way to know.
Spectators, that's the word.
Spectator. Storms are often used by God to reveal and expose the difference between an attachment and an assignment. A covenant person or a contract person. Go through a little something. Just go through a little something.
It'll tell you a lot about a lot of people.
It'll tell you a whole lot about who you're dealing with.
Yep. I totally agree.
All right. I was watching now. I'm pretty sure most of you that are gonna watch this know who Tabitha Brown is. I absolutely adore her.
I do too. She's so.
I love her to
so
my
open.
core. Oh my God.
Transparent.
So I'm watching one of her videos, and okay, no. Let me save that. I'm gonna save that. Save that. Give me something. Either on the attachment versus assignment or the changing of your perception of rejection.
Well, as far as changing the perception of rejection, I have experienced it being life-saving. Like, the fact that someone did exit actually saved me from a lot of mental entanglements, which would have caused me to probably project that on somebody or some people that I really, really love, myself included. Because sometimes it be inward, and we punish ourselves inward because it's like, in that situation for me, it was like, how could you be that slow and you didn't even notice that this was happening and that was happening? So as far as my perception changing and not looking at it as they were rejecting me or here I am making another bad decision about person, place, or thing. It was more of, Lord, like I removed them so you can hear from me, and so you can see that this type of parasitic friendship is you kind of lean that way out of in that case convenience, and I need you to make healthier choices and decisions about you, because I'm not God, so I was trying to be a savior instead of seeing it for what it was. And in that moment, I was just supposed to help for a season, and I kind of dragged it out, and it began to drain me more than necessary.
Okay, so in that particular situation, you removed them.
Yes.
It's not necessarily rejection if
I removed them after I noticed they was kind of like falling away without us ever even having a conversation about it. Like all of a sudden they couldn't be reached, or all of a sudden they wasn't showing up to whatever, where there was no support, where they used to be really, really supportive. Yeah. So it's almost like once that spirit or that type of person realizes that you onto them,
they fall off.
Then they start falling off, you know, or like I said, scaling back.
Yeah.
And that's hurtful.
Yeah.
When you don't have a explanation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you start feeling abandoned, or you looking for reasons and excuses or something, some kind of answer. So so then I realized, okay, this has to end, but I still wasn't. Had so many unanswered questions, but then, but God was in that season teaching me to be okay with not knowing, not receiving an apology, not receiving an explanation,
bro,
because He did the separation,
bruh.
Because me, I'll go. You want some answers? Let's go get them. I'm coming. I knock on the door, knock it down, whatever needs to happen. And God, like, for what? They not gonna say nothing because I ain't letting them.
So my response to what she was saying, seemed a little bit extreme.
Why? Why? Do explain.
To someone watching, you might think that I was being a little bit extreme, but let me tell you something. The one individual that affected me the most with rejection was my father.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Gone at 3. In and out, back and forth.
Stay gone, right?
I mean, it's a whole nother. Okay. We could have a whole discussion of just
We ain't gonna use this time for that.
But
today,
I had to be good and grown. 40 years old. Now I say I probably figured it out at maybe 35. That the rejection that he put on me was a good thing.
Oh, you're going to have to explain that.
It was a good thing that I was afflicted. Ain't that what it's saying, the word?
Yeah, that's the word.
It was a good thing. Now, as a child, and I'll say even now as a parent, looking at my kids deal with it, that is a rough thing to accept as a good thing. My father, the one that created me,
right?
But had he stayed,
okay, come on, somebody.
Had he remained,
okay,
I don't think I would know God.
Really?
I don't. And he was minister of music. He's very musically inclined. He played so he was in the church.
Yeah.
But he would smoke a blunt before before service.
I did too.
And before it was like, I think it was weed, crack weed.
Oh, it was
I think that was the order. That was the order.
Oh, they went all together.
No, he started out smoking reefer.
Nobody says that.
That quickly transferred or transitioned into crack cocaine. And
okay, wait. This don't have nothing to do with it, but they ain't even in the same class of drugs.
It's not, but he was chasing that high. You know, people chase that high. That the high from the weed. That's a whole nother topic.
It is. I'm sorry, y'all.
But him choosing the drug over me and my brother. That's I mean, it was like one punch after the other. Right. First you leave, then you choose a drug, and that drug makes you stay gone. You done seen me. I done grew up. My brother done grew up. We done had kids, and then you reject our kids like it was an ongoing thing, right?
It's getting worse and worse and worse.
How do you see that as a positive?
That's the question. Because you, not only are you going through it, you watching your sibling go through it, and then y'all kids go through it.
Yes.
That's like a gut punch after gut punch
after gut punch. So what God did was he took him out of the picture entirely. So I wouldn't have to see the bloodshot eyes and they all big, and I think crack smell like pee. Crackheads steal whatever they can steal, sell whatever they can sell to get that next hit. Yikes. I didn't have to see that.
Yikes. Yikes.
Had he not exited stage left.
So he spared you.
Oh my God.
He spared you.
Oh my God. I can just imagine the things that I would have gone through had he not left.
That, it takes a lot of strength to be thankful for that.
I was grown, good and grown.
Even
and God
grown.
said, do you know what your life would have been like had he stayed? My father, and I hope he sees this, my mom always kept us in nice things. We had a nice house. My mom was real big into wicker furniture, right? Well. So this is before he left. My mom took us out somewhere, came back, and there was police everywhere. Now I remember real vaguely. I don't remember all of the details. I just remember just certain things. Yeah. But there was police everywhere. And my dad came outside, and this is just one example of what my life could have been like ongoing. He come outside, oh my God, he all frantic. We got robbed.
Uh-oh. Because if you know a crackhead.
We got robbed, right? We go in this house.
Did he call police?
It is empty.
Your house?
Our house was empty. He took our toys, everything, furniture, everything, gone.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Oh, man.
I'm not kidding. So, that situation was just a small portion of what I could have got had he stayed. So, I said all of that to say, I've learned that rejection was what was best for me.
Wow. God just turned all over.
But even that was better than him staying.
Yeah, true. But still, that's devastating.
I was so little.
But you remember.
But for my mom. Yeah, and for my mom.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That'll cause a little bitterness for sure. And trust issues. Lord.
You see how the puzzles?
I'm actually putting it together, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
When I say life's Life forms who you are. The things that you go through will mold you and make you into who you are.
That's true. So you gotta embrace even the flaws, because even flaws matter. Because you might see it as a flaw today, and it's a major blessing tomorrow. Exactly. Like, wait a minute, I'm not flawed at all. Yeah. I was processing.
It was what other people see as a flaw. Mm-hmm. You might think what I have is a flaw, but for me,
it could be like life changing. It could be your lifeline for real.
Bruh, I was driving to work this morning, and I'm just praying, and God is just giving me all of these things. It's so funny that you said that. Things about me that people might not necessarily care for. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's a good thing. And I was just thinking, thank you for making me who you made me. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to be like nobody else. I do not desire to fit in. That has never been my desire, ever. And I appreciate that part of me, because what will take somebody else down won't take me down because of how he built me.
Man, say that again.
Okay, that brings me, thank you, Lord. That brings me to what Tabitha Brown said. Tab, if you're watching, I love you so much.
We love you, Tab.
Tab, I was watching a video of hers, and she was talking about not fitting in, and how some people, they live their whole life putting on all these different masks, trying to fit in with everybody. You a chameleon. You this with this person. You turn into this with this group of people. All of this stuff, right? But for some of us, I'm gonna say what for some of us, there is a choice. Some people don't have a choice. That's just they chameleons. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. But for some of us, especially those who are called, we have to make a choice to fit in or stand out. Fit in or stand out.
Okay, wait. Let me process this. So, the Bible says that we are called according to His purpose, right? And so He made us peculiar on purpose. Mm-hmm. So you're saying even though this is how He created us, mm-hmm. we still have to choose that route. We don't just be right. Peculiar, right. Because that's what we're called. Mm-mm. You have to embrace it.
You gotta take it like this and hug it and love on it, appreciate it,
and be thankful that you're different, because it's on purpose. Mm-hmm. You gotta be intentional with standing out. That's why you don't fit in. That's why everything ain't funny. That's why you don't participate in this. That's why they ain't asking you to come. That's why they don't want you to be a part. Because all of that was destined. And you have to choose to be okay with that. And thankful. Because you don't know what He's saving you from. That's loaded.
Dude, I look at like little cliques and stuff.
I'm always looking at little clicks. I'll just be like, if you only knew.
Like if I was blindfolded and I didn't see that these was 5 different people, I would think the same person was talking.
Oh, that's the worst. It's like a Barbie deal. Wow, that's true. They do be sounding the same.
Sound the same.
Act the same.
Act the same.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
So.
That is so dope. Can you say what Tab said one more again?
For some of us, and she said some for a reason. Hey, because this don't go for everybody. This don't go for everybody. But for some of us, mm-hmm. there is a choice that we have to either fit in or stand out.
So the ones that are chameleons by nature, that's just how that they were always destined to be a chameleon.
Yes.
That you gotta have them.
Narrow is the way.
Mm-hmm. But do you think that no? Because if that's what you was made to be, you can't be anything else. You're destined to be that. So you are an ordained distraction?
Not an ordained distraction.
I'm just saying, my mind is me. An ordained distraction. Can you imagine that that's what you hear? Well, that's Satan. Can you imagine that's all you do? No matter what, anything you think of is going to be a distraction.
You can either be this way and be okay with it. You know this is who you are. You don't want to change, right? You don't even see it as a problem. This is just you. You've accepted it. This is what it is.
So for them, that's actually true.
That is true.
Wow.
Or I believe that there may be some. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. I was gonna say there may be some that have even tried to be something different, and it just don't happen.
Chameleon. Because what about the ones who are chameleons as a product of their environment?
Yeah.
What about those?
Well, I believe, okay, going to the word, right?
Mm-hmm.
God always provides a way of escape.
Always.
He's never going to leave you without with an excuse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for those that may be a product of their environment, at some point, I believe that God will give them
a chance
okay. to change it.
Yeah, I definitely hope so.
Okay, because I know God to be true and every man a lie. Mm-hmm. His will is that no man perish, right?
Correct.
So that means if what you're doing, sorry y'all, if what you're doing or how you're being may possibly cause you to perish, he's gonna present it to you at least one time. Okay. And then if you reject it, that's on you. But I believe that he's gonna give everybody the opportunity to get it right. I believe that with my whole being.
So you just have to not miss your moment.
Not miss your moment. And you know what's so good about God is he will bend that corner. He will bend that corner. He ain't gonna just give it to you once, because we hard-headed, we humans, we dumb sometimes. He know that. He made us full of flaws. So you might not get it the first time. I didn't get it the first 10 million times. Man, but he is merciful. That mercy is renewed every single morning. So I believe that even if you don't get it right away, he's gonna bend that corner and present it to you again.
If you want it. You got a choice.
You got a choice.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
All right, so I gave y'all a natural example of how rejection could be a positive. But I want to show y'all just a couple people in the Bible that dealt with rejection, and that rejection actually catapulted them into their destiny, right?
Okay, let's talk about them.
All right.
Let's see what you got.
Number one. Well, I don't want to say number one. The first one I'm going to say, because I'm going to leave the big one, the big dog, for the end. Number one, David.
Okay.
David was in the field dealing with the sheep like he always do. He was, I like to say, the runt of the litter. He had how many brothers?
Was it 12?
12 of them? Or was it 12 of them all together?
I think it was 11.
Okay, so 11 brothers. They was all handsome. They was all strong, big, fought in the army, right? Nobody thought about David, including his father. To the point where Saul? No. Who was it Samson? No, not Samson. Samuel
Yeah.
Okay. Samuel comes, like, God told me that the next king is in his house. Mm-hmm. I need all your sons. Now, he specifically said, all of your sons.
He said all of them except for the one out there with the sheep.
All of them. But how many came?
Right.
He only called 11. It got to the point where Samuel had to say, it ain't none of these. Oh, I almost said a word.
It ain't none of them.
It ain't none of them. Do you have another? Yeah. You gotta have another son. Another?
Yeah.
So then he calls. I got David, but
I got David, but
he ain't nothing. He a little scrawny. He a shepherd boy.
Sheep herder. Yeah.
He just a little shepherd boy. He ain't about nothing.
8. He had 8 sons.
Okay, so seven.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, it ain't 12, it's 8.
Yep.
Call David in. And that rejection right there was the start of his ascension. From the anointing of Samuel, he goes into I be wanting to say castle all the time.
I mean, we don't know what the heck it was.
He goes into what the heck is it? Kingdom come to my mind too. But Saul was a king, mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
So from there he goes into the house of King Saul. Mm-hmm. And we know the end result of what happened to David. Through David came Jesus. Yeah. But without that piece of rejection from his father. Now David could have learned that Samuel called for all the sons, but his dad didn't think enough of him to even include him in the number. He could have took that, allowed rejection to take root, bloom into bitterness and anger and, you know what I mean? All of that. But it was good that David was rejected because that was the platform for him to be catapulted off of into his destiny that God had planned for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, all right.
But as far as David goes, so he out there always away from everybody.
Yeah.
Basically abandoned.
The black sheep.
It could look like abandonment, but really he was working. And I wonder if while he out there doing his 1-2 with the sheep and everything, doing his reasonable service to his father, I wonder if he ever had those moments where it's like, well, dang, I'm the only one out here doing this. What, nobody comes and relieves me and let me have a break or whatever. I wonder if he ever had moments like that, because what looks like rejection was he was actually being groomed and like the work he was doing with the sheep is really what God was doing with him. You know what I'm saying? And he,
him
like those sheep knew his voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like he trained every last one of them.
Yeah.
And when he could do one of these and they know that that's his snap and they'd do whatever that command was. And that's just how like God is with us.
That's a lot. That's what's called first mentions in the Bible. You know, if it's mentioned once in the Bible, that is how it's going to go moving forward. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I can see how those moments would make you feel like
absolutely
like
if he was any kind of human, if he was any kind of human being with any kind of feelings, at some point that had to come up. At some point, even if it was a split second, and then he shook it off. Because we have a lot of feelings sometimes. It'll rise up, and then you have to make a choice to either sit in it or shake it off. Yeah. Feelings are normal. We're human beings. That's what we have. Mm-hmm. So I believe that he had to have those feelings. Mm-hmm. But then I also believe that he did his work as unto the Lord. I
Right,
believe that he was proud.
That's what I was gonna say next. I think instead of him feeling rejection and whatever, he's turned that around. Like, I'm working this. Like, this is what I do. Yeah. And it's a privilege and an honor to be out here tending to these sheep for my Father. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, I'm having a moment right now. I'm probably gonna be studying this a little bit more. It's something that's making sense to me that wasn't making sense before. This is pretty dope.
Which is?
It's like what we were saying. What's our title again? I'm sorry.
Oh, changing our perception of rejection.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Perception. I'm literally right here in this moment changing my whole perception of David's story by us going all the way back to where it began and like why was he so powerful? And what I'm thinking is because he never allowed his mind to be in a rejected state. He looked at it as a privilege and an honor. So his perception was already positive from the jump.
And it stayed that way. That's why he was the apple of God's eye, a man after God's own heart. Because he did not allow these situations and circumstances to tear him down to the point where he was no good.
Exactly.
He lost the whole... God killed his son. Yeah. And what did he do?
He worshiped. He was faithful. You know what kind of faith you gotta have?
Bruh.
Girl. He was faithful to the Lord no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what. Repentive. No matter what. So that's a good segue into your past. Don't stop. What you destined to do. You can make a mistake, and I'm not, between you and the Lord, what those mistakes are, or how many counts you got. I don't know because I ain't Jesus, but you can make a mistake, and God turn around and even use that, and still excel you, and still you be a shining light unto men. You still got a job to do.
Still got a job to do.
Flaws.
And it ain't like you didn't know that you was gonna make that mistake. Yeah. He knew you was gonna make it before you was even thought of. So nothing that you do catches him off guard.
But what is your heart's posture? That's the question. What was you about to say about David? Now he at the palace or the kingdom or whatever. King Saul.
Oh, David wasn't only rejected by his father
and brother,
but he was also by his brother. Mm-hmm. I know for me, rejection for so much of my life broke me to my core. I'm like, what in the world have I done? What in the world could I have possibly done that was so horrible that this is what I have to go through? And this is just from Dad, right?
One person.
David got his father and all his siblings.
Everybody you know. Everybody he knew.
And then it ain't like the rejection stopped at dad and brothers. Because he ended up in the palace with Saul. And it was good for a minute. But then he ended up getting into it with Saul too.
Yeah, the only person he had at that point was his son. Saul's son, right?
What was his name? Something start with a J. It would start with a J. I can't remember.
But it comes to me in the middle.
Oh my God! Like David's that man. He's that guy for sure.
If you want a model for your faith, take a look at David.
Read that story.
He wasn't perfect. He broke like half the commandments just for being with one chick.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're ordained, shoot, some of us is a breeze. Now who's next?
I'm only gonna do one more. How long has it been?
Oh, how long been on there? I don't know. I can't see it on there.
We be just going. I don't want to lose y'all attention.
Go until they tell us to go.
But the one that suffered rejection. Anybody know in the comments before I even say it?
Who suffered the most rejection in this life? On this earth?
I wrote it like this.
We all know this.
The stone that the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone.
Okay, preaching now. Now we preaching.
The stone couldn't become the chief cornerstone without the rejection of the builders.
I don't even know what that means, but this is amazing.
Jesus is the chief cornerstone. But before he became that chief cornerstone, he was a stone that the builders rejected. The rejection became, because I'm reading my words, y'all, and my handwriting is terrible.
Are you all in Matthew 21?
Yeah. Rejection became a ministry that transported Jesus to his destiny.
The rejection. It's a ministry.
Jesus said that he wasn't received by his own house. The people closest to him saw him as, oh, that's just Mary and Joseph's son. Ain't that the carpenter?
That's the carpenter, dude?
He just a carpenter.
That's my neighbor.
Like, he ain't nothing special. And he lived his entire life that way. He picked up followers along the way. He picked up believers along the way. But there were still those, and even till today, what's today's date?
29.
The 29th of July, 2023, they are still rejecting him. When he got put on that cross and became sin, God rejected him. Now, it wasn't necessarily him that he was rejecting, but he became sin for us.
Right.
So, if Jesus, the one true and living, the word that became flesh, like we can go on and on and on and on about who Jesus is, my Savior. If he went through rejection and it was a positive for him, who are we to think that it can't be the same?
We can't avoid it. We can't. It's inevitable. So, okay. So I'm just getting this whole picture of him on the cross, right? And remember, it was two. It was one on the left, one on the right.
Mm-hmm.
The two thieves. Mm-hmm. And one was like, ha ha ha, save yourself, whatever. And then the other one is like, remember me. And he's like, okay, I got you. I'm paraphrasing. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, I got you. You gonna reign with me in heaven. I'll remember you. All that good stuff. Mm-hmm. You my boy now.
They're disrespectful.
It's okay. So it makes me. I guess this might be a question. I don't know. We're gonna see how it come out. So, do you think that the fact that he experienced first-handed rejection, So, do you think that that's how we identify with him, as far as him being empathetic toward, what when we experience those things, and we are able to call him friend? Because that, like, you just thinking of the bond, the connection. You know what I mean? Like, cause in a lot of friendships, and now I'm not talking about trauma bonds. I mean, a lot of friendships, the fact that we've experienced things, and even by different people, but still the same outcome, that binds us, and we then can understand why you may respond to this way, or not respond that way, and it actually makes us closer, and then we from there can build each other up, never to return to that. Yeah. So that's just the picture I was getting when you were talking about him being on the cross, experiencing rejection. Even in that moment, he was still being rejected by the onlookers and spectators. Yeah. And
I think that's what make it easy to follow him, because regardless of, okay, I don't want to say regardless of what the word says, but the Bible says that he was touched with the feeling of our infirmity. Like, there's nothing that we can go through that he didn't already feel, right? That's not even just rejection. God has, and I mean, when you read certain stories about him and your situation, like, you can see your situation in it. Yeah. That it makes it so much easier to connect with him and to see him not just as king. Like, there's going to be times in your life when he's going to show up as different things. Right. He might be my lover one day, my friend tomorrow. He might show up as healer when I'm sick. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Oh my God.
I was, you can hear something in your ears.
No, go ahead.
I read something, and it said that rejection can show up in different forms. It can show up as disbelief, non-acceptance, disrespect, loneliness, plotting and conniving, betrayal, and mob mentality.
Mob?
A judgmental mindset. That one is like, oh, wow. Whether it's towards you or you toward another.
Like meaning me towards myself?
Correct.
Or me towards others?
Yep. And then on this one it says, another form of rejection is when a mass of people adopted the same judgmental mindset. That's like a group of people having a certain outlook on somebody else. Yeah. And they get together and basically gang up and bully. Yeah. Bully this person. Yeah. And they're saying like that's basically like what had happened when they was choosing when it was before, what was his name? Pilate?
Yeah, Pontius.
Young
Ponch.
PP. when they had to choose between God and what's his name? Barabbas. Mm-hmm. I can't remember all these names. That he endured the mob mentality in moments like that, and we've all been in situations like that.
Even walking through the crowd with the cross on his back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And also mockery was the last one. So it can show up and I was bringing that up because it can show up in so many forms. Because even if the stuff that we already discussed or shared that we realized or endured or whatever, and you might be sitting there saying, "Well, I ain't never been through nothing like that." Mm-hmm. Well, but have you been a judgmental person? You know what I'm saying? Have you? You could be the family member, a friend, or because when your friend, somebody you really truly care about, when they're going to do something, you're going to do it too. And you might sit there and say, "Oh no, I don't have no problem with them." But if they have a problem with your loved one, you low key might have some feelings about it or them. You might manage them better, but that don't mean you don't have them. So that mob mentality, I think that one just kind of stuck out to me because when you were talking about him being on the cross, it reminded me that, oh yeah, I looked something up about how it shows up in different forms. And loneliness, I've seen that a lot. When you are, a lot of people feel rejected. They think they're rejected because they're lonely. And that's not necessarily the case.
I'm gonna save that for another time. So, rejection is not always a negative, guys. And I believe that a lot of times you won't realize it in the moment. Like you'll have to be separated from it to realize, that was actually good for me. It was actually good for me that you walked out.
Yep.
It was good for me that I wasn't invited. Oftentimes you have to look back on a thing to realize. But my hope for us today is that we are able to look back on those rejections that we've had in our past and see them as blessings in disguise. Because if you're still living, if you're still breathing, if you are any kind of success, whatever your definition of success is, if you were able to do that without them, they held no weight in your life. And who's to say that you will still have that success if you were still connected?
That is so true. That is so true. Sometimes the rejections can come for so many reasons. Sometimes you're just thinking too small.
I think my phone went to that.
Sometimes that rejection it teach you how to reevaluate your situation, your position, and it's been a lot of I know for me a lot of things was birthed through my rejection. Like I didn't even know that I inhabited certain gifts and talents until I was rejected, and it caused me to reevaluate and really like, okay, how can I do this better or be better, or where did I miss it?
Oh my G.
Or whatever. In other words, if it wasn't for that rejection, I would not have known that something better was waiting for me.
TikTok.
I'm just putting it out there.
So, I want to continue. Dang it, I'm so mad about this.
What is happening? What?
My phone is dying.
Talk till it dies. We here until we ain't.
I don't want it because we putting this on YouTube, so I don't want it to look crazy. Like it just cut off. I would prefer to end it on TikTok. Kieran Hardy, Joy Palm. Is this on Joy Palms?
Yes.
Okay. Joy Palms on Facebook.
And it's on To the Root of It.
And it's on To the Root of It on Facebook. If y'all want to see the rest of it, please come over to Facebook, Joy Palms or To the Root of It page on Facebook. We're going to continue this because that's some meat right there.
Yes.
That's some meat right there. I love y'all so much. Thank you to everybody that showed up on TikTok. We appreciate y'all.
We do.
We appreciate y'all.
Rejection is not always personal. But you have to personally accept what it's for.
Love y'all. Facebook, let's go.
We still here. We ain't going nowhere. Y'all. Listen, rejection. I have come to know that rejection is the key, one of the keys to success. Rejection has shown me how to learn.
Wait a minute.